What does it mean to follow Jesus in the 21st century? Early in all four of the Gospels, we see Jesus calling a group of people to come and follow him. These are the people that are known later as the disciples. In the ancient world, a disciple was someone who learnt from a teacher, but not necessarily in a classroom setting. They literally followed the whole way of living of the person and took it on themselves. The word disciple comes from the same Latin word for discipline. So a literal translation of the word could be taking on the discipline of another. Jesus got together this group of people from all different walks of life, all different levels of society. He called them out of their lives and into the plan that he had for them. He told them that as they followed him, he would teach them how to fish for people. Over the course of the next 3 years, they lived with him, they ate with him, they saw him perform loads of healings and miracles, and they also heard all the teaching that he had to give to the people of Israel. It was these disciples who were called by Jesus to take his message around the world. Just before he ascended into heaven, Jesus said to them, "Go into all the world and make disciples." These men and women were to take Jesus' way of living and to bring it to the world around them, to literally go to the ends of the world carrying this message, this gospel or good news of what Jesus had come to do. In one way or another, that's the reason that we're here today. Maybe that's the reason that you're watching this video, because that message in one way or another has been passed down from generation to generation until it reaches us today. This is amazing to think about, but that's not all. We are called to step into that commission that Jesus gave to those same disciples, to learn the Jesus way of living for ourselves, and then to spread that same way of living to those around us. This is why we are called to be consecrated. Living a consecrated life could be described as living a life that is set apart. So in our context today in the 21st century, it means that we still live in the world, but we don't live as the world lives. We live a life that is set apart from the things of this world. Just like those disciples all those years ago, we are called out of our old lives and into the call that Jesus has for us, into the call to learn his way of living and to take his message around the world. The Apostle Paul says, "You should imitate me just as I imitate Christ." This is how the Christian message has been spread from one generation to the next until it reaches us here today. We can live consecrated lives by learning from those that have lived this Jesus way of living longer than we have, by taking on that way of living. We can also live consecrated lives by every single day forming a relationship with Jesus through his word, the Bible. We can use it as a handbook to base our lives upon. We also can have the Holy Spirit come and make his home in us, part of the triune God, come and live in us and through us, and express his life through the way that we live our lives. This is what it means to be a follower of Jesus in the 21st century. This is what it means to be consecrated.